It's really nice to see you guys connecting to my show. Amazing. That's really great, Mansi. Okay, so guys, I think I should start the show right away. Hi, guys, it's the Legit Talk show by Dr. Zoe, and I am very proud to say that it's going on really, really well. And it's all because of you guys, because you have been showing your lot of love and support to the show. Today, again, new story, new journey, and new learnings. So, show is really, really lucky to have all these guests who have been coming on my show from last 2 years, and having this different kind of a connectivity. So today, I am happy to say I am going to connect with an amazing author. Her name is Divya, and it has just happened with her. She never planned it. So can you just imagine things happening like that, and you becoming something that you have never known of, that okay, this was in you. So I'm going to talk with Divya, and she's going to talk about her life, her journey, and how things ended up for her, and how is she doing right now. So I'm going to connect her right away. Guys, please stay live, stay connected with us, and let's know the answer.
Hi, how are
Hi,
you?
I'm
All well,
fine.
so
How
good to
are
see you.
you? Really so good to see you. And I was hoping that this would just happen soon because the title of the book is so
Thank
amazing.
you.
I just loved it. And I wanted to know the story behind everything. So thank you so much for joining on our show and accepting our request to be here and talk about your life and journey. We are
Totally
really, really
my
grateful
pleasure
to
to be
have you.
here. It's nice because, any platform that super special.
Amazing. Yes, that's how like show has been teaching me from so many like from last all of these guests that I have been talking to, and I'm sure I'm going to learn a different kind of a thing from you and that I'm going to apply in my life maybe
Yes.
soon or maybe sometime because people like you are so inspirational. You have been doing amazing till now. I know a little bit about you, but there are people joining us today, and they would love to know your journey.
Sure,
So, can you
sure.
talk about your
So
journey a
everyone
little bit?
who's listening now or will listen later. So my name is Divya Gupta Kotawala, and I'm a true Delhiite, born and brought up here. And I always had, I
Mhm.
was blessed enough to have a very comfortable, happy life. Born and brought up in a comfortable environment with, the basic luxuries that anybody would want. And life is great. Married, I have a
Mhm.
15-year-old daughter. And the only thing that was
Wow.
very evident about me was that I'm a very emotional person. Like anything that happens around me
Mhm.
affects me. There are people, who like, it's okay, let's just move on. But for me to move on in life has always been very difficult. And this is not the first time, but maybe my reaction this time was definitely extreme. But any change in life always disturbed me and took a while for me to settle down. So when my father got COVID in 2021, my whole family was affected. And I never thought that, one disease would change our lives forever. And unfortunately, he couldn't come out of it. And we lost him forever in 12 days. The battle was over in 12 days. And what hit me most was that, it was a goodbye without any closures. I never met him. We didn't get to, say our last goodbyes. And that pushed me in a very deep phase of grief where, I was not ready to come to terms with reality. Means I'm elder enough, to
Mhm.
understand things that one has to go. You cannot stop a loved one.
Mhm.
But in my case, I just took it very strongly. And during that phase, all I wanted was, to say my last goodbye to my father in a very special way because he was an extraordinary person. I'm sure for every daughter, a father is. But in my case,
Mhm.
as I said, I was too emotionally driven and it was difficult for me to fathom the pain alone. I decided to put it in words and I started writing a diary to him. Much later, I just realized that, instead of a diary, I would like to launch a book, and that too on his first death anniversary. And I don't know how this thought came to me because I'm not a writer, I'm not a reader. It just happened. And when it did, all I will say, there was no looking back because I always felt there was a divine force pushing me to do that, because if somebody doesn't read,
Yeah.
doesn't write, how can you actually think of doing a proper book? But dad just held my hand and he made sure
True.
that I launched the book on his first death anniversary. And it's been 2 years and I'm celebrating him every day.
Amazing. When was the day? Like,
So
when
I
did you
lost dad
launch
on
your book?
12th May 2021 and I launched my book on 12th May
Mhm.
2022. Exactly the same day. Yes.
Wow. The day has just
Yes.
passed right now. Like,
So
how did you
this one,
celebrate this
obviously,
one this
12th May
year?
will always be a day of mixed feelings. I can never say it's the best day. I
Hmm.
can not put it in words, but surprisingly, the day always becomes very special. So this year, it was dad's second death
Hmm.
anniversary, but it was my book's first anniversary. So it was a mixed emotion again, completing a
Yeah.
milestone with this journey of
Hmm.
1 year with so much love and support from everybody was overwhelming. So we did a small session at Kunzum
Hmm.
where we invited all the friends and family
Wow.
who've been a support. And we did a spiritual healing session,
Hmm.
remembering dad and celebrating my book.
Wow. So basically, he never wanted to see you sad,
Yes,
if he is gone. So it was completely sure. He made sure that you would be celebrating your book's journey on the
absolutely.
same day
The
that
day
he
is
has
so much,
gone.
it's so
That is
busy. Like
amazing.
even last year, it was the day of the book launch. So my heart was crying,
Hmm.
but there was so much to do that, where I got busy, where I got distracted. It's difficult to say it in words, but the
Hmm.
whole day just went in a second because there was so much to do. So I think that's dad's way, to be remembered
Yeah.
instead of, mourning him. He wants
Yeah.
to be celebrated.
Yeah. That was really nice. I mean, it is completely connected the way you have done things this year. Amazing. Okay, so uh, the loved ones have a different kind
Yes.
of an impact on us, and from so time or maybe recent, whatever. But there is something which we feel like, okay, there was a learning from this person. So you were very close to dad, we could understand that. But I would love to know from you, like, from your dad's journey, what was that one message that you have taken
So
for
I think
yourself?
he's left me with a treasure of, thoughts and beliefs that I want to follow all my life. But one of the most important is he
Hmm.
was very particular about standing with people in their hard times. He used to often say that,
Hmm.
you might not be a part of somebody's happy moments. You can miss them, but never miss being with them when they are low, when they are sad. And this is what that I have really picked up
Yeah,
from him, that even when I experienced this grief, so people who stood by me have a very special place in my heart. I can never forget them. I can never overlook the fact that how they are doing. It really means a
yeah.
lot. And it is his teaching only that
Mhm.
be with them when they are sad, even if you miss a happy moment, because there are many people to be a part of your happiness and celebration, but only people who stand by when you're
Yeah.
crying are the ones that need to be treasured and held on very closely and tightly.
Very true. This is like you would experience this in a
Yes.
normal day basis also. Like when you were like having the pain of your life and you have talked to someone, and that only someone does know that you're going through
Yeah.
something. So that person would stay with you. But there are people who still know what
Yeah.
you are going through and they do not show up. It's like a sign that they are not going to be with you when you
Absolutely.
are in a
Absolutely.
crisis or something. So amazing learning.
Yes.
And I learned this right now. If there are friends and people like whom I know are very close to me, I would love to be
Yes.
with them in their hard times. That is going to be Like one part that I would do for them. Amazing. First teaching is done. I
So
tick
there
tick
is
it.
this saying
Check.
that if friends support you, feels blessed, but if they don't support you, feel
Mhm.
relieved.
Yeah.
You know how to filter them from your life. So
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Just you're not
yeah. In
needed.
a humble way that it's
Just
time to move
go.
on. See, basically these are signs. Signs
Yeah.
from the universe.
Yeah.
How we take it,
Yeah.
it's from individual
Yeah.
to individual. Yes.
True, true. And see, the thing is, this has just
Yeah.
happened to you randomly. Like you just
Yeah.
thought of it and you did it. There was no such background in being an author or being around
Yeah.
surrounded by authors or something, nothing. So I would love to know this process from writing till getting your
Yeah.
book published. Plus, after that, how are you getting recognized on
So,
the basis of
see,
your book?
writing is easy because, that's in my control. But what follows later is either good luck or it's hard work or then it's something else only.
Yeah.
So, writing the book, I finished my draft very early because, I was in that period of haste that I just wanted to capture all of my father's
Mm-hmm.
memories, collect them in a book. But
Mm-hmm.
then obviously publishing it, it's a completely different world, connecting to publishers, deciding the book cover, deciding the title, how it's going to be presented to the world is another job altogether. And then comes the most important work, how to market the book, which I'm often asked. And there is a lot of, at
Mm-hmm.
times, a lot of people ask me in terms of happy, they are proud of me. And there's certain people, there is a lot of sarcasm also
Mm-hmm.
that, oh my God, how much you are doing for it.
Yeah.
So I think it's your own personal journey.
Mm.
And if I have put my soul, my feelings, my tears, my happiness on the pages of that book, I'll do everything for it to reach people. Because I never did it to make any money out of it. That was
Mm.
not the purpose. But if you're doing it to pay your farewell to somebody, you need to tell the world what was so special about that person, why you did that. And for that, you have to go out shamelessly and,
Mm.
share it with the people. If they understand your feelings, great. If they don't understand, I think they're fortunate enough to not deal with pain ever. So, I consider them lucky
Yeah.
enough that if they can't relate to my pain, maybe they've never felt it. Because I feel
Mm.
grief is only
Yeah.
understood if you have experienced it. Anybody who's not in your
Yeah.
shoes will never
Right.
understand how it feels to be in it. So I kind of give them that benefit of
Yeah.
doubt that, I hope you never be in my shoes. But if you do ever, then I will be the first one to stand by you and support you because I know how it feels. So I'm taking my journey forward. There is a lot of
Yeah.
trolling, there is a lot of support, but I take it with, a pinch of salt. It doesn't matter. It's my journey, and my dad and my gurus and guides have decided it. I'll take it forward as much as I can. And believe me, there are days I also wake up thinking that, okay, let's not talk about grief anymore. People
Mm.
will think I'm losing it. But believe me, like an opportunity
Mm.
like this. Now, today I don't want to talk about it. But if I get an opportunity, why would I not? So I think it's a divine will. If I'm getting
Obviously.
approached, if
Mm.
I'm getting that opportunity, why should I not share? If my word can heal one person, my purpose is
Yeah.
achieved.
True. And the thing is, people who have not experienced it, they
Yeah,
might feel it through your book. So even if they have not seen that, maybe not have experienced it, not even were like
yeah,
been near to that experience, they would actually feel when, they would have that sense of emergency that, okay, I want
yes,
to be with my parents right
yeah.
now. That emotional catch, like, I would love to be with my loved ones who are
Hmm.
very far away from me. You might change your mind in few seconds and you book a ticket and you just
Absolutely.
go and
That's,
meet your
yeah.
parents, meet your
You say
family.
na that, yes, yeah.
This is the
They
beauty that
say
you're
na that
doing
do
right
things.
now.
Otherwise, tomorrow you will only left to say, we wish we did or we are glad we did. So the choice is totally yours. I'm giving you that choice.
Yeah.
If you can take it, great.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like grieving, it's basically you are just trying to put a light on people's head, like you don't even know how people are going to go
Absolutely.
away from
Yeah.
you. In what way? So embrace it at that moment itself, live in that present moment with them, try to build some memories up, and later on don't
Yeah,
feel like I never had a meet with them or maybe never I had a
absolutely.
outing with them or
Yeah.
something like
You
that. Just do
know,
it if
you
you
will,
feel like it.
yeah, you'll
That's
never
the
know the
amazing
value of
part.
a moment till it turns into a memory. So in my case, I'm
Hmm.
living with memories
Yeah,
because I don't have a choice. But if you can go ahead and do that, I think you're
yeah.
fortunate enough.
We still have
Yes,
moments to capture
it's,
right
yeah,
now. It's in our hands.
do it.
Just take a decision and just do it. That's really beautiful. Your book is doing this, and you are, from your words, I could feel that you have been doing this to a lot of
Yes.
people out there from last 2 years.
Thank
It's
you.
really amazing.
Thank
Thumbs
you.
up to you for this.
Yeah.
So when
Mm,
you go through
yeah.
something, you become something. It's completely true, right? Because it takes you to your original self and you get introduced to your
Yeah.
new self and you become
Yeah.
something. Because there was a pain latching or maybe trying to
Yeah.
touch you in some way. So, what was your life's major turning point when you felt like you have completely changed? The moment that happened with you that
So,
completely
see,
changed you.
I'll here
What was
say
that
two
turning
moments.
point?
The day I lost dad was a
Hmm.
life-changing moment for me because
Hmm.
suddenly, from living a comfortable, protected life, realizing the fact that you're a fatherless daughter today hit me very badly. That whole feeling
Hmm.
of not having your father alive in a physical form was a life-changing experience itself, which completely changed my life. And the
Hmm.
second was the day I held my book at the book launch. I stood on that stage, with seeing everybody clapping for me and calling me
Hmm.
that, hello, author, was another life changing moment for me because I've lived a life of no identity, all this while. I'm not saying that
Hmm.
I'm not significant, but as a person, I never had an
Hmm.
identity of my own. I was a daughter, I was a wife, I was a
Okay.
mother. I was working as a businesswoman with my husband, but that identity never
Hmm.
felt mine because you're a part of your family business, big deal. Anybody can do that. But the first time I
Yeah.
signed my first book at the book launch, and the chief guest himself said, who himself is a very known personality, a known author, he said, "Can I have your autograph, please?" And I was shocked, I was in
Hmm.
disbelief. And believe me, my hands were trembling. It was the worst handwriting I have. He must be thinking, "Kya hi sign kar rahe?" It was such a horrible handwriting. I was shaking. But it was
Oh,
such a beautiful moment in
yeah.
terms that, I was feeling blessed, and
Yeah.
I missed, my first thought was, how would have dad reacted, if he would have seen me like this today? How much
Hmm.
pride he would have had that, oh my God, my
Yeah.
daughter is an author. And knowing him, he used to really celebrate us.
Yeah.
Any milestone in life we did, his whole friend circle, his whole family would know of it. So that whole thought that came to me, that dad would
Hmm.
have got active on all WhatsApp groups today, that guess what, Divya is an author. And how much pride, So I'm telling you, it's a
Wow.
lot of mixed emotions, but he would have really felt very happy
Hmm.
that day. So that feeling gave me a lot of pain, but a lot of contentment also, that I did something for him.
Yeah,
Correct.
and it's all because of
Yes,
him. So he's already
yes,
happy. It's all
yes,
he's already
yes,
happy
yes.
out there.
Yeah.
Yes, that's amazing. So, when you feel like there was this
Yeah.
supportive pillar all the time with you in the form of this beautiful
Hmm.
human who is not there in your life anymore. So now, before it was a complete safety zone, feeling like
Hmm.
I have everyone, everything is so happy, I have that support pillar with me. But right now, you might have been missing him in
Yeah.
certain moments in your life. So how would you describe today that you're supportive in moment? How does
See,
it look
obviously,
like?
there are days I'm very lost because, he was like my walking, talking Google, like, or maybe an
Mm,
encyclopedia, I would say. Not a Google, he was an encyclopedia.
mhm,
So anything that I ever wanted a suggestion on, I would first go up to him. because he would just guide me and give his suggestion from his treasure of knowledge, and he would be very happy sharing it with me. So that
Mm.
is something that I miss the most. Even a lot of times, if I didn't actually take up his suggestions or didn't use them, but just asking him made me feel very
Mm.
good. So that is something that I really miss,
Yeah.
because having somebody's guidance is very important in life. You just find a direction. Even if you don't walk that
Yeah.
path completely, you
Yeah.
find those clue points. So that is something that I miss a lot. And
Mm.
especially when I see people with their parents, especially with their fathers, something in me just troubles me. I don't feel bad for them, but I feel bad for myself that, oh, I wish that, I had that blanket of love and warmth,
Mm.
because not everything in life is materialistic. A lot of things are soul connected, that, you
Yeah.
just miss that smile, you miss that
Mm.
message, you miss seeing that name flashing on your phone, you miss that birthday message,
Yeah.
receiving those Rajnigandha flowers. So I think not everybody would understand or
Yeah.
resonate with your feeling, but it is a vacuum that shall live with you till you live. Until I'll meet him up again with so much to share
Wonderfully
with him,
said.
that this happened, that happened. We used to
Yeah.
gossip a lot in
Yeah.
terms of, we went to the same school and college. So it was a common point to interact.
Okay.
Gossip is a wrong word, to bond. So,
Mm.
we used to talk about our
Mm-hmm.
school, we used to talk about our college. He used to feel my friend circle, my life is very different. His friend circle is very different. So, a lot of
Mm.
over the life, my friends, their parents were his friends, or their in laws were his friends. So, there was so much
Mm.
common to talk about. I miss those conversations. I miss that
Yeah.
part.
So, uh, I mean, it's just like you had a
Yeah.
best friend with
But
you who was
a very
always
strict one.
there with you. But now he's in the form of a,
Yeah.
yeah, he's supposed to be. Good people who want to see good happening to you, they are going to keep you strict because that discipline is needed. And he knew how things are
Yeah.
supposed to be earned, not, not to be taken from someone or something. So you have to be disciplined, and
Yeah.
he have done that part. So your father is
Yes.
living inside you, and that's how you're going to,
Yeah.
shape your kids and the environment around you. So basically, he have done his part, and you are living partly
Yes.
his life here right now, and
Absolutely.
partly yours. So that is like a mere
Yeah.
beautiful connection, I could say. Okay, so even if you have him in this way in the book form, but there are other people also who would know that you have gone through something and they have also
Mm.
become a
Mm.
supportive
Yeah.
part of your life right now. So can you tell me who are those people who have been supporting you since
So
day
here,
one?
without thinking even a second, I think I can proudly say that my husband and my daughter were my initial biggest supporters,
Mm,
because the way I broke down, the way I experienced grief, the way I reacted to dad's, going away, had it not been them, I would have completely lost it. Because they are a complete opposite of me. They are much calmer, they are much more understanding, they
mm,
are much less impatient. I'm a very hyperactive person. So they were my soothing gels. Every time I broke down, every time I felt
mm,
shattered, they used to just pacify me, that we are, without saying anything. That's the beauty of certain relationships, that they don't need to be vocal, but they are there.
mm.
And most importantly, I put
Yeah.
them in, I would actually say, a torture of deciding to writing this book, because it was
Mm,
my decision. But when you got into it, I was not
yeah.
alone into it. My whole family got into it, because
Mm,
I was breaking down, I was going mad, I was writing day and night, I was neglecting my house, I was neglecting my family, I neglected my only daughter, I was not back to my work, which I was doing all this while, I neglected my
mm,
business. And
mm,
had they been not so supportive, we would have, as a family, broken down. But, I feel blessed that, they held my
mm,
hand so tightly, that whatever you want to do, we are there for you. And that backing was a beautiful support. And then obviously, later my mom joined in, because initially she wasn't there. She herself
mm.
was even the worst phase of grief. So how could I have expected any
Yeah.
support from her? I had to be her support. But later, in fact, I hid about my book from her for a couple of months, because knowing her, she would have demotivated
Mm.
me that, no need to get into all this. Like,
Yeah.
you are one of the daughters. You're not the only daughter on this planet who's lost a father. Come on, we are private people. We can't
Mm.
go out in public talking about our life, about our journey. It's not needed. Knowing her, because obviously I'm her daughter,
Mm.
she would have done everything to make this book not happen, in a way to protect me, to protect our family.
Okay.
But that's the reason, because I was so strong about this point, that I told her maybe when my second draft was ready. So it was too late for her
Mm.
to influence me.
Mm.
But the day she
Yeah.
realized that I'm not backing out, she actually became my pillar of support, which is
Mm.
such a beautiful thing. That here she was grieving a loss of her life partner, of her husband, but she was more than willing to support me, knowing that, if she has got on a mission, all we can do is support her. So these were my three biggest pillar of support,
Yeah.
and plus a couple of friends who silently just stood there. Every time I was crying, they were there to, wipe my tears.
Mm.
Every time I wanted a help, how to run for a publisher, how to, do things, they were just there. And, they're so
Yeah.
special for me that, they'll always hold a very special place in my heart.
That's wonderful. You have got
Yeah.
people there who are going to push you every single time, whatever you
Yes.
decide to do.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, so do you have any regrets? Like, can you tell me
I think the
one?
biggest regret ever would be not to say my last goodbye to father. I think that regret will be there
Yeah.
all my life, that I was not there in those
Mm.
last moments. I didn't see him. So it's very painful. And yeah, another regret would be that I just waited for the perfect time, to share my feelings with him. A time which never came. As a
Mm.
daughter, you would not call up your father and say, Dad, I really love you. Or, you can't do those
Yeah.
conversations with them because you respect them so much. So my biggest regret is that I waited for that moment to share my feelings with him. And today I'm telling it to the world, but I didn't
Mm.
tell to the actual person for whom I had these feelings for. And that's my biggest learning also, that if you
Right.
have something in your heart, these days I'm so open. I don't want to live a life with filters, with good or bad. I want to tell you today, because maybe tomorrow I'm not there, you are not there, and all we will be left is regrets.
Mm.
So let's not live with this line that I
Yeah.
wish we had. Live today, and I'm happy I did it today.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
True. Amazing. So, um, can you tell me, like, let's come to this practical way of, having this background, like being an author and writing books. I have been having few conversations with other friends who have been,
Hmm.
coming through the show and talking like they want
Yeah.
to share their journeys as an author. So I have talked with
Okay.
three people, and they are
Okay.
wonderful authors. Two have them have sent me their books, poetry
Okay.
books, amazingly
Hmm.
written. Amazingly written. I would love to
I'll
read
wait for
yours book
it.
also.
Yes,
Please do
of
send
course.
me if there is a,
Yeah.
yeah, if there is
Yeah.
something. So just send that to me. And the
Yeah.
thing is, they are so young. One is just
Okay.
16-year-old, other one is
Hmm.
just 17, 18-year-old, and they have been writing
Okay.
amazingly good.
Hmm.
So I would love to know
Hmm.
from you your experience, just like from
Yeah.
2 years that you have been doing. Who is a
Hmm.
powerful author, or what makes a person a well-guided
See,
author?
I'll say I'm too new to comment on this, such a strong question, but I will still try. In my eyes,
Hmm.
anybody who
Hmm.
has that passion to take their mission to reality is an author. But in
Hmm.
India, because I'll
Hmm.
only talk about India, you kind of there are notions of being, approached by a big publisher, then you're a name, you know,
Hmm.
who's publishing your book, who's marketing you, who's supporting you. But in my case, Nobody did that for me.
Mm,
I did it all alone on my own.
mm,
And I'm not, being very,
mm.
feeling very proud of it, but I feel blessed. There is a thin line being,
Yeah.
feeling arrogant about it. And there is, feeling honored that, whatever I wanted, I could get it to reality. And in my case, when I also
Mm,
pitched in my book to a lot of publishers, but they sent me timelines like two
mm.
years, 1.5 year. But in my case, there was only one thing that couldn't have been changed. That is the day of the launch of the book. And that was precisely 11
Yeah.
months from the day when I started writing. And January is when my manuscript
Mm,
was ready, and May it had to be published. So
mm.
there was no big author who was ready to hold my hand because I have no background in it. Totally fair on their part. But I was so
Yeah.
passionate about it that, I spoke to a lot of people. I found a few publishers, and I just put across one condition in front of them, that the book needs to be launched on this date. Take it or leave it. I'm not changing this. Rest, whatever you say, you are my guides because
Mm,
you know this field. But this is one thing I'm
yeah.
not changing. And whichever publisher agreed to my timeline,
Mm,
agreed to my condition, is the one that I went ahead with. But again, after the book is launched,
mhm.
there is so much that needs to be done, which I never realized that, you'll have to put your heart and soul for
Yeah.
taking this book to different people. But I think the industry is too beautiful, too much to learn from it. Keep trying, like how we are talking today. You keep exploring and you'll keep getting opportunities. Again,
Yeah.
if you have that spark in you and if people believe in you, you will get opportunities, big and small. Grab them with both your hands and there'll be no looking back. Like it's been 1 year since my book has launched, and so many beautiful opportunities I have got, and I'm still getting. So I think, it's
Mm.
totally how you treat your first book, your baby, as. Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Amazing. So this is like a guideline kind of a thing for all the authors out there. Like, if you want to just
get
get
it
it
done.
done, just get it done. Whatever time it is, yeah, taking, let it just take it, Every
Yeah,
great thing takes time. So give that time to it. If it is asking you a year maybe, so take that. And when you feel it's the
then
right time to
release it.
release it,
Yeah,
then release it. Anyways, yeah, after that, if people,
yeah,
the readers are out there, they love to read. There are people who
yeah,
are just waiting for new books to come. As soon as it comes in the market, they just grab it and read it, and they feel like, okay, this is
yeah,
something new, this is really nice. They take up that
yeah,
in them so much. So this is like it's going to happen to you. Just keep doing it, and when it's a great time, just release it. That's all. That is the best guidance for every new author who is coming in this new industry.
yeah,
For them, it is actually new. Before there were, it was like old process
yeah.
of
The
this
traditional
book
way.
publishing stuff.
Yeah.
There was no, yeah, very old or
Yeah.
original traditional way. There was nothing to worry about. First, they have to
Hmm.
go at one place
Hmm.
only. They have to talk about
Hmm.
their book, tell how it is, and then they are going to
Yeah.
take up you anyways and launch it. And there were like only few
Absolutely.
publishing
Now, too,
houses.
it's
There
a
was no
flood.
confusion at
And
all.
believe me, I was told
Yeah.
that, you're not going through a distributor. Your books will not reach any stores of
Mm,
Delhi. But, I was a
mhm,
crazy daughter, totally a passionate person. I made
mm,
sure that my book reached Bahari Sons,
mm.
Om Bookshop, Fakir Chand. I myself went to all of them because, I believed in my
Yeah.
product in terms that, I was so emotionally attached to it that, please have a look. Why don't you just, read it? And who would not get connected to a theme of
Mm,
father and daughter? Who would not get connected to a theme of grief?
yeah.
And they were very sweet enough to just directly take me on board. And my book is available now. It's available at Kunzum. It's available. I picked and chose that,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not going through a distributor, I will decide where my book will be visible. It's
Mm-hmm.
doing well on Amazon. I've sold
Yeah.
thousands of copies there. So, just make it a mission. You have to live with it every day. And when people turn
Mm-hmm.
and tell you, "Bas ab bahut ho
Mm-hmm.
gaya, it's been 2 years," you never understood my journey yesterday. You will not understand it today, and you cannot be a part of it tomorrow. So, how does your opinion matters?
Yeah.
I will do what I want to do. I'm passionate enough about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True that. And when the book comes out, the haters or the critics, like the person who like always have
Mm.
criticized you back in the
Yeah.
past or sometime, they would understand how powerful you are. And anyhow, they're going to read the book, and anyhow, they're going to say, what did
Yeah,
I say about this
yeah.
person? She's
Yes.
so empowered already.
When
There is
somebody
no
says,
backing her up.
yeah, that,
So
oh
that's
my
how.
God, how can you
Mm,
read a book on grief? So much pain, so much crying. Listen,
yeah.
you are only reading. Think about the person who's lived it. So at least give that
Yeah.
much respect.
Yeah.
You are reading about a pain. How about the person who's lived that pain and has the confidence to share it with the world?
Hmm.
उतनी respect तो दे दो.
True. एटलीस्ट उतनी हिम्मत तो की है तुम में ऐसी कौन सी हिम्मत है जो तुम ऐसी चीज कर सकते हो आगे सो आई नो
Yeah.
बिकॉज इट हैज हैपेंड टू मी ऑल्सो as I have a background of being a
Okay.
dentist and people do not expect
Hmm.
expect literally that I would be coming on the
Okay.
screen and talking to people. So it has, pinched them
Yeah.
somewhere and they didn't like it. So I was like, I don't
Okay.
care. There are people out
Love
there who
it.
love
Yeah.
what I do and they want
Yeah.
to be a part of it. So why not focusing
Absolutely.
on them? Why focusing on
Yeah.
those people who
And
really
there are
don't,
people, what really
think
feels
about
bad
this
is when
stuff?
people demotivate you, but unknown
Hmm.
people come and tell you that,
Hmm.
wow, I'll tell you, there are
Yeah.
people who message on my
Yeah.
Instagram handle and they say that, we also lost a loved one, but your quotes give us healing. Your words make us feel better. There is
Hmm.
somebody who lost her father like me and she wanted to take an extreme step. And a friend of hers suggested her about my book, and then she messaged me saying that now, because of your book, I will not do this mistake. I will live and celebrate my father every
Hmm.
day. There is a girl who is a 16-year-old girl, and she tells me that I woke up on my birthday and I wanted to do something very special for myself. So, guess what? I was a what? I said, I ordered your book from Amazon. You are gifting yourself a 295
Wow.
rupees book and saying it's my best birthday gift at the age of 16-year-old. That
Wow.
makes me feel so good. So these trollers don't affect me. These testimonials make me
Hmm.
so passionate even more. Why would I change my path? I will not.
That's really
Yeah.
nice, and I could feel that
Yeah.
because the people who are near to you, they would never
Yeah.
see you
They're not
doing different
used to.
thing. They would love
Yeah.
to see you the
uh,
same thing. Yeah,
yeah,
they
they
are not
want
used
the
to see
old
you
one
in
back.
this
They
version
are
of you.
their way. They love me. They are
Yeah,
supportive enough that हमें वही पुरानी वाली
yeah,
दिव्या चाहिए. But you will never understand. A part of me can never be seen
uh
again. So take it in a good way,
true
take it
that.
in a bad way. But
True.
I have changed. But for good or for bad, that only time can say.
Mm,
Yes.
true that. So, can you tell me a piece of advice which is very, very
So I
close
think
to
I've
your heart?
already shared that, live in the moment, spend time with your loved ones because tomorrow you might not have that opportunity. And I also feel that,
Mhm.
we always tell people once they are gone, in our memories or through words or through a book,
Mm,
through a diary. Why not tell them today? If there is something that bothers us, if somebody has hurt us, that doesn't mean that, we
mhm,
cut away from them. But maybe a simple conversation can
mm,
solve so many things. So if you have that bitterness with somebody, because every bitter experience in your
mm.
life will leave with a lesson. Now, to understand that lesson or to ignore
Yeah,
is a personal choice. So I think the biggest tip that I
yeah.
can give to anybody is that, say that sorry, say that thank you, because it might just help you heal. Maybe it doesn't help the other person, but as a
Mm,
person, you will go back with a smile and contentment that, I closed the chapter of my life on a positive note. So that's something
mm.
that we should really do.
True.
It gives a lot of happiness, complete your bucket
Amazing.
list. Why live in tomorrow, why live for
Yeah.
milestones? Every day, because sometimes being alive is the
Yeah.
biggest gift. And we so overlook this fact that, okay, yaar, what a horrible life I have. But, just
Mm,
ask the how precious that life is from a dead body. That, there are no movements, but you can do so much
Yeah,
today. So live in today.
amazing. People have been forgetting this because they have
Yeah.
targets, they have missions, they have goals, and just to reach that point, they are actually missing up the best
Yeah.
things that they have been having maybe
Yes.
today or maybe in few seconds. So
Yes.
just live in the moment. Amazing. Okay, so
Yes. I have.
you have your book right now with you?
That's my book, of course.
Yes. Can you please show them to people? Yay! It's really amazing. The
Yes.
cover is so beautiful. And this image takes every girl to
Absolutely.
those memories. Like my dad used to take me out, and my dad has helped
Yeah.
me to ride a bicycle. That's such
Thank
wonderful
you.
memory. I love this. So can you say a
Sure.
few lines from your
I'll,
book which are very close to you,
yeah.
and maybe you feel like
Okay. I'll
people
quickly
should
say
know
that.
this?
That one phone
Yeah.
call changed everything forever. Nothing has felt the same thereafter. So much grief surrounded our lives that it still feels difficult to fathom the intensity of pain at times. I was not the only one, I know that. And I remind myself so many times after that fateful day. But sometimes you just lose the power to even think and accept things the way they are. Loss of a father slowly becomes a wound that can never be healed, and no amount of time has the power to fill that void everly. Suddenly, seeing normal people happy makes you so angry. Remember, the triggers are everywhere. The timeline of grief is weird. Our lives stop unnoticeably while everyone else's continues. And then you wake up one day realizing how long it has been, how many days and months have gone by, and you wonder how you even made it there. No words of farewell were spoken. There was no time to say goodbye. You were gone before we knew it, and only God knows why. Yeah.
Wow. Literally, you had no this background of, talking to an author or having friends who have
But I
been
love
writing.
talking.
You have written so wonderfully. I love that. I could see it. It's so beautiful. I just felt like I would love. I'm more
I'm
excited to read the
waiting to
book
hear it
now.
from you.
After, yes, please. I would love to. Okay, so this is like we have come to the
Yes.
end part of the session, and this is like very close to me because it helps me grow, it helps my show grow. So, can you share your experience that you had with us today? We have been
Yes.
talking now
Yes.
for
Yes.
45 minutes right now. So, how was those 45
Amazing.
minutes
See,
with
I'll
us?
tell you very honestly that I've heard, been a part of few of your live sessions. And, any
Mhm.
platform that gives a person like me, an author like me, an opportunity to connect with more daughters and fathers, it's one of the most beautiful platform for me. And you guys are exactly doing it, like,
Mhm.
being it an author or an entrepreneur or a new startup or any new thing, you are giving it a beautiful platform to come and share with the world. And I think this
Yeah.
itself is such a beautiful thing to do. So all my best wishes to you. And I've always loved your live session. That's how, in fact, I got
Thank you so
connected.
much.
Because remember, I was a part of one of your live
Yeah,
session, and then we connected over Instagram. And I must say that, you guys even follow
yeah,
up, to fix this date today, how many messages we have exchanged, so
yeah.
that dedication is very important. It's special.
Thank you so much. It is going to help me, grow and do better for people out there because I know the feeling of not
Yes.
being heard, not being
Yeah.
recognized, not being listened to. So that's how I started a show where, people like us would able to talk and share, even if you're not that
Yes.
successful, even if you're not reach at that point, but you have reached somewhere and it should be
Absolutely.
celebrated this way. So this is how my show is, and I hope you had a great time with us today. And we have learned a lot. There were people
Yes.
coming and joining and listening to your journey. It is going to be a life-changing experience also
Yes.
today for like 45 minutes. So thank you so much for everything that you have shared today, for every memory that, come back of your mind and you have talked about it so freely, openly. It
Yes,
takes courage to do that when you are, in a grief. So I would love to, see you again if there is
sure.
something coming up, if there is new coming in my mind, we could have a
Yeah,
collaboration or something. And yes, I would
sure,
love to read your book.
sure.
I would send you some details. Let's have that kind of a connection
Absolutely,
through,
absolutely.
book.
Thank you.
And thank you
Thank you
so
for
much once
having me
again.
over, and all
It
the
was a
best to
great
your
time.
platform. May it just grows and grows and becomes bigger.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Bye
Yes,
bye.
thank you so much. Thank you so
Sure.
much.
Bye.
See you next time then. Bye.
Thank you so much everyone for supporting our talk show The Legit Talks. Do share your views on this particular video. If you really feel that this particular person's journey resonates to your friends or family, do not forget to share them this link. And for more such amazing videos, hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to get notified on every new video. Thank you so much guys. Bye.